Stellantis sues the United Auto Workers Union, accusing it of breach of contract if the union goes on strike, according to Crain's breaking news. Stellantis denied a request from UAW leaders to restore a job bank benefit for employees affected by the idling of the Belvidere plant. A statement from the company says the latest proposal would revert to pre-bankruptcy terms and conditions that would jeopardize the company's future. UAW President Shawn Fain says Stellantis made a contractual promise to invest in America, and the union will not let them weasel out of it.